In today's video we will discuss the top 10 best stand-up specials on Netflix by female comedians. Please make sure you subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel to stay updated with new videos, releasing Monday through Friday each week. Netflix's impressive catalog of stand-up specials includes a bevy of talented female comics whose humor runs the gamut from goofy and lighthearted to the more pointed and profound. Whether you're just looking for a laugh or want a hilarious takedown of the patriarchy, there's something for you in these 10 Netflix specials by women comedians. Number 10. Maria Bamford, Old Baby. Maria Bamford delivers her routine into a mirror. She delivers her routine to her husband. Nearby, a pug snores. She delivers her routine to 4 individuals sitting on a bench outside her house. The bench segues back inside a house. The crowd has grown. There is a merch break. The routine is now being delivered in a corner of a bookstore. There is another merch break. Such is the framework of Maria Bamford, Old Baby. It may contain familiar material for those who have been following Bamford's work for a while, but is nevertheless an hour of material that delights. Number 9. Hannah Gadsby, Nanette. Named for the woman that it isn't about, Nanette's central preoccupation is Hannah Gadsby's exhaustion with the idea of using comedy to process pain. Her idea is that a joke must end where it is funniest, rather than where the story actually ends, and as such, communicating the trauma of her life through comedy has actually ended up bottling up the trauma at the midpoint and causing even more damage. Number 8. Kathleen Madigan, Bothering Jesus. Kathleen Madigan is one of the most reliable and warm-hearted comics out there. She's the body aunt that won't mind if you take a drag off her cigarette or a sip from her wine glass while your parents aren't looking. Her special Bothering Jesus has that same feeling of being a party to grown-up, alcohol-fueled conversations that just happen to be funnier than most. Madigan has a lot of fun early on in the hour, throwing her home state of Missouri, and the people in it, under the bus for their redneck-leaning ways. Number 7. Jen Kirkman, I'm Gonna Die Alone, and I Feel Fine. What makes this hour of material so refreshing is that, unfortunately, everything Jen Kirkman discusses are the sort of subjects that women are supposed to be ashamed about in our culture. She's supposed to be still reeling from her divorce and sad that she's a childless single woman, living on her own at age 40, who will get discovered dead in her bathtub with her face eaten off by a cat. Instead, Kirkman is light on her feet, happy about her current situation and ready for the adventures. Number 6. Leslie Jones, Time Machine. Unlike most comedians featured on the streaming giant, Leslie Jones goes all in on crowd work from the start, sloughing off the sterility of some specials. At one point she leads a Tevin Campbell sing-along, at others yelling into audience members' faces about their perceived faults, namely, having a dick or not enjoying their 20s enough. The latter situation results in some of the most laugh-out-loud moments of the whole special, with Jones' good-natured jokes trumping any initial awkwardness. Number 5. Sam J, 3 in the Morning. On her first ever Netflix comedy special, 3 in the Morning, Sam J hones her reputation as a hilarious truth-teller, but this time regarding the world around her rather than herself. She begins in familiar territory, talking about what it's like to be a black lesbian and reworking old bits. The special leaves you walking away with more questions than answers, which is exactly what Jay is trying to do. Subject matter aside, careful directing choices, like a heavy use of close-ups and on-the-beat cuts, make this special feel more lively than most Netflix comedy specials. Number 4. London Hughes, To Catch a Dick. The real draw of this special is London Hughes herself. Charisma doesn't even begin to describe how magnetic and electrifying her presence is. The opening skit before the special starts shows her basking in Meg Stalter-like overconfidence, and she regularly brings that same energy throughout the special as she declares herself comedy Beyoncé and the female Richard Pryor. She's one of those rare people who seems to have been born with a mic in hand. Number 3. Naomi Ekperigen, The Standups. On the rather uneven third season of The Standups, Naomi Ekperigen quickly boosts the mood with her frantic energy and penchant for yelling to punctuate jokes. She's a familiar name for fans of Broad City, which she wrote for, and the podcast Two Dope Queens, on which she's often appeared. Ekperigin's infectious enthusiasm for Nancy Meyers films and curmudgeonly attitude towards Los Angeles make for a delightful combination. Number 2. Nicole Byer, BBW, Big Beautiful Weirdo. With multiple successful podcasts, roles on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Unicorn, and the reboot of Rugrats, and a slew of other voice and live credits to her name, it is high time the world gets to experience an hour of Nicole Byer's stand-up. In her new special, she touches on the political without being overcome by it. She's poignantly observational and occasionally prescriptive without ever being lecturous. Byer discusses the emotional toll of life in the pandemic and popular response to COVID-inspired recommendations and regulations, chiefly through anecdotes about her own experience. Number 1. Michelle Buteau, welcome to Butopia. Nothing is more fun to watch than a comedian who is happy to be there, and Michelle Buteau is without a doubt the happiest person in the room in Welcome to Butopia. Opening the show as her own warm-up act, she dances with the audience as if she's in a crowded bar buying everybody a round of shots. This is her way of loosening up both herself and the crowd while also providing an entrance that is different from popping out from behind a curtain while soaking in the applause. We guarantee these specials will give you the enjoyment and laughter you deserve. Please leave a comment below for any comedy special you think we missed or you think should have been placed on the list. Do not forget to subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel. And new episodes release every Monday through Friday.